Hey guys, we are here today with Andrew Baena because Andrew has a problem. Andrew, what is the problem?
So, my band, for better or worse, worships humanity's last breath. And because of that, we wrote music that is impossible to play without pitch shifting. And normally, when we go on tour, we use the Whammy drop tune pedal. We've done that for 4 tours now. It's been fine, but I really want to switch our rigs up so that we only have to use the Quad Cortex because, it's in theory, less gear to bring is always better, especially now that we're trying to, fly to some dates and stuff like that. The less stuff we have to bring, the better. And also, the less pieces of gear, the less things can go wrong. So, kind of just kill two birds with one stone in that regard.
So in a nutshell, you just want to be able to do whammy stuff with MIDI through the quad without bringing the extra pedal.
Yes.
And I have posted a couple of videos on this and we've been talking about this for a little while, but today is the day that we're going to sit down and do it together in hopes that, when we post this to YouTube, you guys can see how it's done literally from the start with no mistakes this time because we've turned the cameras off and did it one more time.
No,
okay.
This is the first time we did this.
That's what that is, right? This is the first time. Okay, first thing to do is obviously connect your QC to the computer, which Andrew's already done. We've already made another track within Reaper, so I'm assuming that this is the live session that you guys use to run your tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I'm controlling Andrew's screen over Zoom, by the way. It's not voodoo. I'm actually doing it. The first thing we want to do is, what I like to do anyway, is to make another track just for the QC MIDI. I just like having it separate. It just makes it easier in my mind to kind of piece apart and fix rather than having your scene changes, your preset changes, QC MIDI, gate MIDI, or whatever it is, all on the one MIDI item. It gets a bit too much for me. So we've done that. We've labeled it pink, QC Whammy. And just to kind of get started, so what we'll do first actually, so we'll open up Cortex Control. Now, this is the preset that is going on at the moment. And all we want to do is get this whammy block here. So we're actually using the whammy block that I've just deleted by accident. So let's add that back in. This whammy block here. And we want to control this pedal value via MIDI. Me and Andrew are kind of looking at, because I don't use this. I use the pitch shifter block because I'm mainly just jumping from tuning to tuning without any actual swells and stuff like that. But you're doing a lot of swells, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's more pitch shift changes than swells, but we need both for sure because sometimes it has to slowly ramp up or down into certain notes. And I noticed when in the past I've tried to do this using the pitch shifter pedal, you can't really do that because you can actually hear each semitone as it goes up. So da 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 da, it steps up. Whereas with a whammy pedal, traditionally it's more of a smooth ramp. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So in that case then, let's use the whammy so we can get that nice gradual incline between semitones. It's going to be a little bit finicky, but we will get there. So within this whammy block, there seems to be the two heel and toe pitch variances. So when the pedal's all the way off at the heel, right now it's set to 0 semitones. So let's set it all the way down to 24 semitones. So then that way, when the pedal is at 0% or all the way down, which it is right now, you would be playing negative 24 semitones. And then when it's all the way up at the toe, on the other end, it's plus 24 semitones. So we get the full range of negative 24 to plus 24 semitones. And then this heel and toe pitch 2, we don't really need that in this case. So let's just put them, we're not going to be touching them. So let's just put them both to 0.
Again, for my purposes, I obviously don't need to do that because I'm not actually using a physical expression pedal.
But let's just keep it at 0% then, which would be the first state, I guess, heel and toe 1. And I think 100 would be the other way. And you can blend it, which is cool, and you can get some really fucked up sounds, but we don't need to do that. So, okay, so we have the heel set at negative 24. We have the toe set at plus 24 semitones. So now, if this pedal value, so this represents the physical expression pedal on a whammy. If it was at 50% dead in the middle, this would be 0 semitones. This would be your starting point. So what we need to do now is assign this pedal knob to the expression pedal so that we can then program it via MIDI in Reaper. So the way to do that, at least on Cortex Control, is you just go assign expression pedal and you pick whatever value that you want. So we want the pedal one. And you can see this ×1 here. If you click this, it goes to ×2, which is just the second expression pedal. So you can switch between which expression pedal you want it to go between, as you can see from the side over here. We'll just do it on 1 for now. We're not using it for anything else, so let's do it for that. And now that's all you need to do on the QC side of things. Like that's all set up in the QC now. So right now, according to the Quad Cortex, you can control this pedal value with a real pedal if you plugged it in or via MIDI. So let's save the preset. So now the way to kind of make that correlate in Reaper is we have to make another lane, which you've already done. So let's make a little MIDI item over here, just like an empty one. How do you even do that on Reaper these days, dude? It's insert, isn't it? Insert.
Yeah, insert new MIDI item.
New MIDI item. There we go. Cool. So now we have a completely empty MIDI item with nothing in it. If we double click inside of this MIDI item, it will open up this window over here. Now, the way to access that value that we've just assigned, so I know this by heart because I've done it so many times, but if you go on the Neural DSP website on their MIDI list, you can see what every single CC value represents within the Quad Cortex. Like if you want to turn the tuner on and off, if you want to change presets, if you want to choose a different scene, it's all laid out there. I know by heart that CC1 is expression pedal 1 and CC2 is expression pedal 2. And we can leave a link for that in the description somewhere. So in that case, you would go down here because this is kind of like where you draw your lines and stuff like that. We're already inside of CC value 1. These names are all just kind of like general names like for a lot of gear. Like don't ignore the names because they don't really correlate to the QC, but we know that CC1 is the expression pedal 1 input. So now when we draw it in, so we can start all the way to the start over here. So because MIDI ranges from value 0 to 127, so 0 counts as a number, it counts as a value point. So it's 128 points worth in any CC parameter. So because we've assigned, so if you go back in Cortex Control, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Because we've assigned this pedal and this whammy to go from -24 to +24, what that would look like in this case is that 0 would be -24 and then 127 would be +24. So therefore like 64 or whatever would be smack bang dead in the middle. So if we go in here now and we hit play and open up Cortex Control again, see, this is where it gets a little bit weird. So because of the gradual incline, it's at 50.4%, which is a little bit frustrating. This is why I like to use the pitch shift with the semitone block, but I imagine that, it's not too much of a deal for you guys, right? To have it at 50.4. I mean, like, I can't really set it to anything else.
Okay, so the other option, I don't know if this is going to fuck up your whole thing, but I was going to say, like, we could also set it so that it's 0 to +24 only, and then 0 would be 0 and 127 would be 24, right?
Yes.
Like, okay. Yeah. So that's probably what I would suggest doing. But yeah, I guess I see your point though. It's never going to be like perfectly 50%, right?
Yeah. If you did want to drop down, what I would recommend, like drop down semitone just like across the board if you have a section of a song where you're dropping down, it would be a matter of adding a pitch shifter block and then assigning that to MIDI as well. Let's do this then. Let's really treat this whammy block as if it's an actual whammy where you don't get like the jumps in pitch. It's kind of like a gradual thing. So you're only whamming up in that case, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, then that can be that then. So you can go from 0 to +24. So yes, in that case now, if we go back into Reaper, 0 would be 0 and 127 would be +24.
Yes, exactly.
So
I feel like that's easier.
Yeah, for sure. So let's like just draw it in like over here. So now these are like two separate values. So we've got 0 down here and then it will just jump immediately to +24, but we don't want that. If we right click this value, and again, this will be different in every DAW, but at least within Reaper, if you right click that value and then change the CC curve shape, if we make it linear, it'll do what it suggests. So if we play, if you just let out an open note on your guitar right now, So that's what it's doing. So that's what we've programmed it to do. Again, like there's different shapes. Like if you right click it, you can go like slow start and end and all that stuff. Like where's the one where it's like, you know, it's the fast
like
end.
ease. Yeah.
Is it fast end? Is that what I want? I think, oh yeah, you can change the default shape as well. So like what it automatically, I think that's what I accidentally just did. Yeah. So if you want it to be square or linear, whatever, we'll just do linear as the, as like the main, I guess, like default one. But yeah, you can do like the general swell, like if you were to just let an open note ring out.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So you can get pretty creative with like how you want the virtual foot to move up and down, more or less. But that's it. So CC value 1, and then you draw it in, and that will be dependent on like, you know, where you've got your minimum and maximum set. And now for like actually changing the pitch. So this is why I made that video the other day, because we need more expression inputs within the quad so that we can do more with it. Because right now, like, if you were to assign the second expression to a separate pitch shifter block, that's your 2 used up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So hopefully in future they add more. But in that case, like we can get rid of this EQ block because it's not doing anything, as we found out before. So
I'm a professional, I swear.
Let's move everything down 1 block. And let's add in the pitch shift, like actual, just like general pitch shifter.
Yeah.
And I would put that, I'd put that just after the noise gate. So your noise gate is tracking like your normal DI. So that's like super consistent. And then you would pitch shift down after that. So that's where you would then get this pitch shifter. And this is the same thing where it can go -24 to +24, but it's in gradual steps. It's not like the pedal where it's, you know, it kind of eases into the next semitone. It's a very hard kind of like da, 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 da. So in that case, it would be the exact same thing where you assign this expression pedal, you would assign the second expression pedal. So rather than do the first one, because the first one already has the whammy pedal assigned to it, if we hit it again to go ×2, it's now going to the second expression pedal. And, you know I kind of made a big spiel about having separate MIDI items, but to keep it simple for the video, like it's just simply a matter of going down here. Now we're going into CC2, which again was expression pedal 2 just from memory. And then say like, so what do we, I think I closed Cortex control again. Can you open that up for me one more time? No, I need to remember to minimize it instead of closing it. But yeah, again,
are you on a Mac or something, I assume?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
so this will be dictated by where you, again, set the minimum and maximum value. So if you're not going up pitch at all, are you?
I don't think so. For the sake of this video, no.
Okay. Yeah. Well, in that case, like, I'm just trying to think, is it worth making it more difficult to understand this video? I guess, no, this is a good way of explaining it. So
no, this makes sense.
So right now, like we have the second expression pedal assigned to the second pitch shifter, which is just the hard, like jumping from tunings kind of semitone jump, right? If we go to assign expression pedal, you can see here that it's got this 0 to 100%. So this represents the range of this knob. So what would be 0, I guess, like all the way down here would be -24, because that's what this goes down to. It goes down to -24. And then it goes up to +24, which would be 100%. So that would mean that 0 semitones right in the middle would be 50%. So if your intention is to not go up in tuning, you only just want to go down, then you can set this to 50%. So that way, like the ceiling is 0 semitones, so you will never go above that.
Yeah. So your 127 velocity would be 0
yes,
semitones,
exactly
right?
Yeah, 100%. So and that gives you a bit more like room to play with.
Control, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so let's do that. So we have that all assigned. So minimize. Yeah, there we go. So if we go back into Reaper, so just from memory, I think it was just like that first beat or something. What was it like? Okay, no, it was 2 bars worth. Okay, so say like right here, we wanted to do this swell, and then like for whatever reason, we wanted to jump down to C sharp from E. So right now you're in E, and we want to go down to C sharp. We can then, so what was it? 127 was 0, because that's the ceiling, right? So then what's the, all right, well, 128 really including 0. So 128 divided by 24 semitones down. Quick maths, what's that? Let me get the calculator out. See, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. So because there's 128, I guess like a bit's worth of MIDI within the CC value, and then we want to divide it by 24 semitones from 0 to -24, that would be steps of 5.3 to go down a semitone. So if we set this point over here, what was it, shift plus? Yeah, there we go. And then say we want to go down 3 semitones. So 5.3 times 3 is 16. So we will be going from 127, so 127, I know this is insane that I'm doing this, but 127 negative 16 is, sorry, if we add another value, it will be square, I'm pretty sure. Over here? Okay, I see what's going on. No, because we need to make this square rather than linear. And then we need to drag this back up and then make another point. Because I changed, that's right. Okay, this is a good learning lesson. Okay, there we go. I changed the default curve shape. So let's make it square, and let's hope that this just fucking works now. Oh, what is it doing? And then a point down here as well. And then we can drag it back. Yeah, cool. That's what we want. So it was 111, right? So
yes.
Now what should happen if I play this from back here? If you play a note, it's going to swell up from the first expression pedal and then just drop 3 semitones on the second expression pedal. So open note. Oh, my bad. Okay, no, this is another good learning opportunity. So the reason why it didn't go down is because on expression pedal 1, we didn't put it back down. It stayed up.
Yeah.
So like if I was to do this, let's zoom. So this is what I actually do on my whammy stuff. Like I'll go all the way in here and not make it locked to the magnet and just like literally like the sample
like as close
after.
as possible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so fucking tedious.
But that's the thing, like if you want it to be, again, like we mentioned before, like to have it in time with the MIDI without any MIDI latency, you kind of want it to be like a 30-second note before anyway. So really like this would be here and then this would happen like there. Because like that's indistinguishable. Like no one's ever going to hear that. Do you know what I mean? But you will feel it under your fingers in monitors. So now that we have that fixed, if we do it one more time, so if you play your open note, it will swell up. But yeah, is there any questions on any of that so far? Or is that all pretty straightforward?
No, that makes total sense. So this, ironically, this is basically the same way you do it on the Whammy drop tune pedal. I just think, ironically, like, you know, no shade to Neural DSP, I love them, but I just think that the documentation about the Whammy is just more detailed. So, like, I could read that and be like, oh, you know, CC 69 is equal to this because this piece of paper says this. Whereas, you know, with this, it doesn't really give you that guide, which I understand because, like, how could Neural possibly give you documentation on every possible variable of, like, what you can use an expression pedal for? So it makes sense. It's a little weird that you can't, like, correlate an exact velocity number to a pitch. Like, I wish that wasn't the case, but I understand why it is the way it is. Because again, like I guess there's not really a way for them to do that. And I just mean, you know how you were like, oh, it's like the number was like 5.333 or something. Like that kind of sucks, but you know, like it is what it is, right? And at least you can open the Cortex control screen and like see that it's working and be like, oh, it says -4 instead of -3, therefore blah blah blah. Like it's a little tedious, but you know, it makes sense.
100%. So yeah, now
that definitely makes sense.
You have the first pitch shifter, which is you know, just your, I guess, like normal whammy, like sorry, your normal pitch shifter, like the way you would switch tunings in a song or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have the second one, which is actually a whammy pedal that's doing the inflections, and they're assigned to expression pedal 1 and expression pedal 2. So this is why, again, like I want more, because for me, like I have mine on my gate threshold as well. So like I have the utility gate on mine, and I'm like jumping between, like, say if I have like a riff where it's like tapping and then straight back into me chugging the shit out of my guitar, like I want the chugs to be really tight, and I'll put that at like negative 40 dB. Which again, I have to do all like the conversions and the numbers and shit to make that work. But then
crazy.
When it's lead stuff, like I'll open it up. And then that way, like if I have, you know, the same rhythm tone, one section's really tight, one section's a little bit more open, I don't have to sacrifice a whole scene state just to have the two different gate settings or whatever.
Right. So I guess you kind of got to be kind of picky with what you are assigning to your expressions versus what you're assigning to scenes.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Yeah.
It's just whatever is like taking precedence, which I guess for you would be pitch stuff. So
yeah, I mean, luckily in our case, like I have one lead in our entire set. That's the only scene change I have. Everything else is always the same rhythm tone. The only difference is the tuning is all over the place. Like that's really our main issue, I guess, which is why I needed to figure this out. Because having it all within one device is just like so much more convenient. Well, not convenient because it is tedious to set up, but convenient once it's done.
100%. I was just like, I'm trying to think of like really insane ways to map this. Like if I was jumping down like, you know, -4, -5, and it started getting really muddy, like what would be sick is like, imagine like you had like, okay, let's go to this lane so we can give ourselves more blocks. So row 3, and I'll just move that here, and I'll move these down as well. And then this can go to output 1 like the other one was.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never even knew how to do this.
Oh, dude.
That's also why I've been like, how do people have 4 rows of stuff?
Do you run stereo live? Like, are you?
No.
Is this? Oh, just the. Okay, because I was gonna say like with the effects and stuff, it'd be sick if you could run output 1 and 2.
I think I just didn't really look into it because our setup is so like minimal that I was like, I don't really need that much, honestly. I'm like 5150 tube screamer, noise gate, done. I mean, like all good.
Pretty much it. But like, what would be?
I'm a simple man.
Was like if you put like an EQ block between the pitch shifter whammy and the whammy. Say like you go down like 5 semitones or something like that, and you know, like you pitch down, it sounds like shit because it's like introducing artifacts and whatever, and like most people do that kind of like 240 cut. Do you know what I mean? Like around the 240 hertz region. I wonder if there's a way where you could assign the same expression value on a band within the EQ to dip in that frequency.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like you could. Like something like that. That would be cool.
It's probably possible, but very
parametric 8. Hang on. No, we can figure this out. So say it's like 230, right? And then we start it at 0. So what's the max? So 12 and then -12. So say like you wanted it to stick at 0, and then whenever you pitch shift, so like you would assign the same expression pedal as your pitch one. What am I doing here? So the gain of band 2 is the same one as the pitch shifter, which is this one here. And then so if you wanted it to be at 50%, which is 0 dB, and then say you just wanted to do like a maximum of like 3 dB or something like that.
Like -3, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so I don't even know what that would be. What would that be? 50 divided by 12. Is that what that would be?
Yeah.
So 4.1-ish. So like 46, 44-ish, and then like 30. So something around this, right? Say like 37. So you could do that. And then, I don't know, you might have like, what have I done? No, done. And then like you might do the opposite up here where like you get it to bloom on like high mids. around here to do that. So it would be the same. So, but the opposite. So it would be 0 dB. You would assign that as well. This is like really nerdy stuff. I can put
this is like crazy. This is stuff I like never would have thought.
Okay, I'm just having fun at this point.
No,
so,
it's all good. I'm learning a lot.
Gain, and you put that to the same expression, and you would go the opposite. So you want that to boost, right, for the lower tuning. So you go 50 to like, what would that be, like 63 or something. So it's going 3 dB like either way, right? So if you, so I wonder how that would work. So if you down tune...
Don't close it.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Save. So if you were to down tune and we put the playlist over here, and then say, pick up a guitar and play something just quickly.
All right.
So... Oh, you know why? Because
we still have
the mod wheel is okay. So with that going, so it's kind of done that, right? Where it's kind of like dipped at there now, and now when you're down tuned, it's doing that. But if I was to put it back up, so if we I'm not going to go into it. We're going to get really, we're going to lose ourselves in it. But like, you see what I mean, right? You can do like a lot of cool shit.
That's like crazy. I never would have thought of any of this stuff. I've now realized like how simple my tone is.
I mean, like, I think this is like this is pretty like extensive. Like, I don't think anyone's actually doing this, but it's cool that you.
It's cool. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, dude, is there any like last minute things about this, or is that all pretty much what you wanted to get through?
No, I think that makes sense. I mean, realistically, it was just understanding how to control pretty much those two, I guess, main pitch effects with expression pedals. I guess the confusion for me, again, is I didn't realize you have to assign them to an expression pedal and then you're MIDI controlling an expression pedal. I was always under the impression that I was like, oh, there must be a way to directly MIDI control each block
there's
within
a CC value,
you know what I mean?
For that
specific.
That would be
why.
sick.
Yeah, that's how I thought it was going to work when I was trying this, and obviously it doesn't, for better or worse. But yeah, that was my big like confusion. Is I'm like in my head, I know exactly what I need this to do, but I have no idea how to accomplish it. And then I saw you and a few other people doing it, and I was like, okay, well, there is a way. I just am not understanding it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, now seeing how you do it, like it's one of those things where I knew like once I saw it explained, I would be like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. I can definitely do this. But to get there is like, holy shit, it's definitely a little convoluted, and it's nice that people like you are willing to help me and also like put this information up on the internet, because it is in a way it's like a very niche particular thing, but maybe you don't want to use this for a pitch effect. You want to control like, I don't know, delay tail, like anything. Like this is still useful to know, because there are so many use cases for this, or like a crazy EQ like you were just doing, or whatever, right? Like it's cool to know that you can kind of control anything within the quad. Just the way you do it isn't quite how I would have expected. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. And again, like it would be nice if it was like you could just go into the value of that specific block, but that would mean that like
it would be impossible.
Every parameter of every block or whatever, which would just, I don't even know what that would look like. It would be ridiculous. But again, this is like, I hope that in future they add like, even if it's just like virtual inputs, it's only software.
Yeah.
Like I assume it's not that strenuous to add. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, imagine we had like another 6 to play with. Like that'd be like ridiculous. It'd be insane. But yeah, dude, I'm glad I could help. And I hope that this helped anyone who's watching this video. If you've been wondering how to do this, if you've been racking your brain on how to set this up, this is like the longest YouTube video ever, like how to set this stuff up. So
for this like hyper specific problem that not that many people have.
100%. But again, the implication of it is cool as well. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yes, sir. Thanks again.
Peace.